Corner infielders brought in for Portland. Soto Jr. puts down a bunt and a diving catch by Rembiz off the mound. Unbelievable. Fielding the position too, showing off the athleticism. Not only can he deal it on the mound, he can field his position. Heads up play right there. They were trying to get a sacrifice bunt down. And the Cardinals sin, dropped the barrel of the bat trying to bunt and popped it up, and it allowed Rembiz to make the diving catch. Back to the top of the order to Randall. He'll start out with a strike. 0-1. Randall struck out his last time up. 5 for 13 in the series with 3 stolen bases. Rembiz with the strike makes it 0-2. Infield moves back. Put it in the dirt. It's blocked with his chest by McCarthy. 1-2 on Randall. Think back to last Tuesday for Rembiz. How do you celebrate such a momentous occasion in your baseball career as Randall watches ball 2 fly by out of the zone? 2-2. From my sources, from what I heard, Rembiz celebrated in what I can only assume to be the most Rembo way possible. He gets ready with the 2-2 pitch. Randall sends it down the left field line, in to the bullpen for Portland, back to the 2-2 count. Wasn't some massive celebration with the guys at the house or anything like that. He had a friend get him a DQ blizzard. Just hung out on the couch all night and relaxed after that feat that he overcame. Strikeout on Randall. This time it's looking 2 gone.
Designated hitter, number 11, Ethan Heath.
Good strike at the knees to get it on Randall. Ethan Heath steps up 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. Just 1 for 5 in this series, but his one hit was a double that drove in a run. Ball high and away. He'll start out 1-0. Had the opportunity to interview Rembiz during halftime of the final home basketball game for the University of Portland as he comes up empty on that swing, 1-1. Had a chance during that time to talk about, were your parents in attendance and everything else like that? And he said, well, the game had changed last moment. They were supposed to be up in Seattle, changed down here to UP. He lays off of it for a ball, 2-1. And he said, well, it takes a little time to get down here. You guys don't necessarily have to come and be here in person. And little did they know that it'd be one of the best pitching performances in college baseball history. This ball popped up now into foul territory. Hebert makes the catch as he has to snag it just before it hits the ground. 2 runners left on, but 3 runs coming to score. A 2 RBI single from Aaron Perez makes it 3-1. Doyle Kane leads off the Pilots when we return. Game 1, they struggled. They lost 9-2. In Game 2, though, they were leading 2-0, fell behind 4-2, and scratched across a couple of runs late to tie it up, and then walked it off in the 9th. And yesterday, when Utah Tech scored 1 run in the top of the 5th, the Pilots got 3 in the bottom. And then when they gave up 1 in the 6th, they were spotted with 4 in the bottom. We'll see if Portland can respond with a couple of runs of their own here in the bottom of the 2nd. Doyle Kane steps to the plate. Pitch missing just out of the zone away from the right-handed bat. He'll start out 1-0. Kane, a redshirt junior from Valencia, California, with the St. Francis High School. Started his career at the College of the Canyons. Found a home at UC San Diego for a couple of seasons, hit the portal, and now he's here on the Bluff. Made his first start of the season just a couple of games ago. Went 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI double in his first at-bat. Here he starts 3-0 on his first at-bat of the day. Kane, from what we had heard, had been dealing with some lingering issues, and why he wasn't in the lineup at the beginning of the season. Strong hitter, good first baseman as well. So he was manning first base at the beginning of yesterday. Deals with the 3-1 count. Roundy throws, missing low and away below the knees, and Kane gets on with a leadoff walk. JT Landwehr.
Baseman number 8, JT Landwehr.
The junior from Vienna, Virginia, transferred in from Mount St. Mary's. Hitting .308, just making his 5th start of the season. 4 hits and 13 at-bats, with 3 RBI to show for it. It's Roundy. Misses high and away to the right-handed bat. 1-0. The 1-0, it's Roundy. Looks at Kane at first. Strike at the knees, pain in the black. Puts the count at 1-1. Landwehr had 3 RBI in that 10-9 victory over Creighton in Game 2 of that doubleheader to open up the season at Joe Etzel Field. It's the slider. Comes in late and out of the zone on an inside pitch to Landwehr, 2-1. Landwehr with the good eye. 2-1. Kane, small lead off the bag at first. Landwehr takes a strike. Thought it might be ball 4. Instead, it's a strike. Full count. As he nods his head and ready to move on for the next pitch. And Landwehr was ready to swing. Instead, he gets plunked in the leg. So a walk and a hit batter open up the bottom of the second for Portland. And a couple arms run down to the bullpen for the Trailblazers. And right on top of that right thigh. He turned into it, but not necessarily looking to get hit by the pitch. It was as if he was trying to swing at it, and just the normal rotation of the body got the top of his thigh on the right leg. And the mound visit for Roundy already done, but 2 runners on base, nobody out. Henry Mensch comes to the plate. Tyler Ray, the junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, just went down to the bullpen. Mensch playing in his 8th game, 6th start. He's batting .118 on the season here. He lays down a bunt off the plate and into the catcher, foul ball, 0-1. See Portland playing a bit of small ball right now. Trying to get both runners into scoring position while sacrificing an out. Mensch picked up his first hit of the season on a bunt single. This time he tried to pull it back. Not in time. Fouls it off. 0-2. And now you have to swing away. That ball fouled off of Ty Johnson. Mensch in this series, 2 for 4, 2 walks and a double. on top of that bunt single that he had. Has that closed off stance from the right side. Roundy looks back at Kane. Breaking ball hit down the right field line onto the berm and out of play. Back to the 0-2. The 0-2. Another breaking ball off the end of the bat in fair territory and touched in foul territory by Ty Johnson. Play was dead, though, as Johnson touched it in foul territory. I couldn't tell if Mensch got hit in the back of the helmet or if it went off the glove of Perez. The throw from Johnson went into the runner's lane. But Mensch taking his time getting back to the batter's box. McCarthy's on deck, then it's back to the top of the order for Portland. The 0-2 to Mensch. Put into the dirt. Johnson keeps it in front, 1-2. Some wind starting to blow into home plate, as we'll be dealing with winds at around 5 miles an hour. No more than 9-mile-per-hour gusts at times, though. Here's the 1-2. Mensch stays away from it. The elevated fastball, 1-2. The one hit for Portland so far off the bat of Curtis Hebert, extending his hit streak to 6. The 2-2. Curveball, Mensch was ready for it. Middle infield looking for a double play opportunity. Mensch pulls it through the hole between short and third. Kane is sent around third. Randall comes up throwing towards home, and it bounces into Johnson. Not in time. One run will score on the RBI single from Henry Mensch, his third hit of the series. And that'll put runners on the corners for Portland. Landwehr made his way all the way to third on the throw home. And with the infielders playing up the middle looking for the double play, not much that the shortstop could do, as it was put in a spot where normally we've seen the range of Soto Jr. this weekend. Probably could have made a play. Instead, it's runners on the corner, still nobody out, as Portland has gotten at least one run back here in the bottom of the second inning, with Riley McCarthy coming up for the first time. First pitch strike, asking where that one is. He's got a pretty good idea of where the zone is as he's working behind the plate today. McCarthy from Vancouver, Washington, across the river. And that'll be a foul ball. That was awfully close. That looked like it went right over the bag at first. But Brooks O'Hearn, the first base umpire, is right there. He probably had the best view of it. You got to trust the umpire down there. McCarthy wanted a quick review. He put his hands to his helmet, but coaching staff says, no, we trust you. Go back up there. You've got 2 strikes. Still nobody out. And that was awfully close. It's hard to tell. Zed McCarthy fights off the inside pitch near the ankles to stay at 0-2. Well, it doesn't matter if it went over the bag or not. It ended up in foul territory. The 0-2. Good looking pitch, but called a ball inside on McCarthy, 1-2. Jeffrey Messina is the home plate umpire. The 1-2. Runners going for second. Mensch will slide in with a stolen base. McCarthy strikes out. 2 runners in scoring position for Portland. With the top of the order coming up, it's Jonas Salk. Take a look at the steal from Mensch. Got a good jump. High throw from Johnson allows Mensch to get in. McDaniel couldn't even try to make a play on it as Salk steps up. 0 for 1 today. Inside breaking ball over the white line, 1-0. Salk struck out looking in the first. He's 0 for 10 in this series. Trying to get that first base knock. Ball pops out of the mid of Johnson. So strike on Salk, 1-1. That stolen base for Mensch, his second of the season. Johnson has his work cut out for him. He's already blocked 4 or 5 pitches in this game. With that one in the dirt, it's 2-1 on Salk. Double play depth up the middle. First baseman Perez is off the line. Breaking ball to Salk. Can't find the top of the zone. 3-1. From the stretch on the third base side of the rubber. Comes inside on Salk for a strike. Had to have painted the black of the plate right there to get that one. It's a full count. Full count delivery. Salk fights it off, sends it into right field. Landwehr will score. Mensch is sent around third on the throw in, and he will touch home uncontested. And a 2 RBI single for Jonas Salk gets him his first hit of the series, and it gives the Pilots a 4-3 lead. Again, it was another pitch that was away. That a righty just sent into right field. So we got a pitching change. Roundy's day is done. Got through an inning and a third as he's trailing 4-3 at the pitching change. We'll be back on ESPN+. I'm sure it's not how Utah Tech had envisioned the start of this game going. Nidowitz, no at-bat today. He walked in the first, had a stolen base, and then he was hit in off the bat of Curtis Hebert. Salk slides underneath the tag from Perez. Nidowitz with his 9 hits, 26 at-bats, hitting .346 on the season. In this series, 5 for 9 with 2 walks. Make it 3 walks after the start to today. Takes an inside pitch near the ankles for a ball, 1-0. And you start to see what the coaching staff really likes about this young man who transferred in from UC Santa Barbara. Another pickoff attempt. He can be a good defender in the outfield. And he's got pop in the bat. Batting from the left side. The 1-0. Johnson brings it in the zone for a strike, 1-1. Brock Roundy had a couple of his former teammates in attendance here today. Nidowitz pulls it over to the right side. A diving stop by McDaniel. The low throw and the pick from Perez will get the out on Nidowitz. 2 gone for Portland as Salk moves up to second. Nice play by McDaniel. Take a look on the right side of your screen. Full extension from the second baseman. Being 0 for 1 today. Fly out to right field. 5 for 12 in this series. Had 4 hits yesterday. 5 RBI. Puts a high fly ball into left center field. Royal and Randall converging, and it'll be caught by Royal in left center field. They strand one on base, but Jonas Salk gives the Pilots a 4-3 lead off of a 2 RBI. Crable 0 for 1 as he struck out in his first at-bat. Defensively, by the way, for the Pilots, your outfield is looking like Nidowitz in left, Mensch in center, Bean is in right. The infield from left to right is Tolia, Salk, Landwehr, and Hebert. Crapel skies this one into center. It'll stay in the park, though. Mensch gets underneath and makes the catch over his left shoulder. First out retired here in the third. Finn Stewart will come to the plate now. Stewart got the first hit off of Ryan Rembiz in 10 innings. It was a double to start the second inning. He pulled it down the left field line. See what he does this time around. No connection on the first pitch. He sees 0-1. Just out of the zone, below the knees, 1-1. Calm weather here at the Ets. Minimal wind. So far, no rain. McCarthy unable to glove that one cleanly, 2-1. Rembiz missing low and inside again. 3-1 now. After starting out Stewart behind 0-1. Stewart gets on for a second consecutive inning. This time it's a walk. As McDaniel will come to the plate now.
Second baseman, number 14, Kyle McDaniel.
McDaniel walked in the second inning, so this should be his first official at-bat, but we'll see how it ends up. 4 for 12 in this series with an RBI. 3 of those 4 hits came in game 1 when he went 3 for 5 at the plate. Rembiz will start him out with a strike at the knees, 0-1. With that walk for McDaniel, in 12 games, or 13 games now, I should say, on the season for Utah Tech. Tries to bunt one down the third base line, but foul, 0-2. He's reached base in 12 of the 13 games this season. Even when he did not pick up a hit in game 2, he hit into 2 double plays. He popped out on a bunt attempt, but he reached base via the walk. Gets one off the end of the bat and sends it foul, 0-2 again. Slider almost got McDaniel to bring the bat around. It's 1-2. One, two. Went fishing. Ends up with a strikeout. That's 5 strikeouts for Rembiz through the first 2 2/3 innings. It's going to go up against Ty Johnson, who singled in the first run for Utah Tech in this game. That RBI for Johnson is his 4th on the year. It's also his 4th hit. Came around to score on a 2 RBI single off the bat of Aaron Perez. All that came in that 3rd inning, or excuse me, the 3-run 2nd inning. first pitch to Johnson near the dirt, gloved by McCarthy, 1-0. Johnson fooled by the off speed from Rembes, 1-1. Back pick over to first. Two outs, one on. Still 1-run lead for Portland. Runners going for second. Popped up, foul territory. Hebert in front of the dugout for Utah Tech will make the catch. And they'll strand the runner over at first. The walk is no issue for Rembes. It's the Trailblazers were out in the field, got through the last couple of outs without giving up another run. Curtis Hebert will come to the plate, though. 1 for 1 today with an RBI single. That got the first run of today's game. In the bottom of the first, it scored Cody Nidowitz. Hebert with that hit earlier. It's his 8th hit of the season. Just 17 at-bats. He's hitting .471. And the RBI single also gave him a base hit now in 6 straight games. The 0-1 squares the bunt. Tries to put it down, missed it completely into the glove of Johnson. And if he didn't completely miss it, it was fouled off into the glove of Johnson. 0-2. The appeal on the check swing. It's 1-2 on Hebert. Strikeout. Hebert will take it looking. The slider broke over the plate in the last minute. He'll have to find some pine as Zach Talia will come to the plate now. 0 for 1 with a flyout. Another look. Started out elevated. Get a good look at it on the side angle. And yep, top of the zone for a strike. Talia will start off with the ball, 1-0. Talia has 6 hits on the year. As the defense has moved, it's shifted over to the left side. Two-hopper handled by Soto Jr. The low throw taken in by Perez. 2 outs for Portland in the third. Brings up Doyle Kane, who walked in his lone at-bat so far today. Came around to score on the Henry Mensch RBI single.
Number 25, Doyle Kane.
Kane coming into today 2 for 6 with 2 RBI. Had a double as well. That double was his first at-bat of the season. Infield back to their normal positions with Kane up at the plate. Not enough off of his spray chart yet for the defense to shift one way or the other. Stands with a 1-1 count. Swings and fouls it off of himself, 1-2. Well, he had that skip out of the batter's box after his swing. Seemed like it went off of his foot. The 1-2. Goes after the low pitch. Johnson able to keep it in front of him, and the strikeout will end the inning for the Pilots. 1-2-3, nobody left on base after no hits. It stays 4-3. We head to the fourth inning, bottom of the order. Perez, Royal, and Soto Jr. for the Trailblazers to make it playable for that season. Fresh playing field this time around. Perez will start off with a strike to open up the fourth inning. Perez had a 2 RBI single in the second. At the time, it made it 3-1 for Utah Tech. Fouls off the inside pitch, 0-2. With that 2 RBI single, he's now 3 for 12 in the series with 3 RBI, with a double and 2 walks. Reached base 5 times. Check swing, they peel down to third, and Jim Courtney says he went around. Add another strikeout to the total for Rembiz. That's 6 on the afternoon now.
Now batting, center fielder, number 30, Ethan Royal.
Couldn't hold the barrel of the bat back. Perez thought he might have. Royal will start out with a strike. Royal got hit in the calf his last time up. 0 for 3 in this series. And in a blink of an eye, he's behind 0-2. Curveball hung, hit into right field. Going back is Bean, trying to get behind it. Still searching for it, and makes the catch just in front of the warning track. And the long out makes 2 gone for the Trailblazers, with Soto Jr. coming to the dish.
Number 10, Petey Soto.
Looking around the stadium here at Joe Edsel Field, a couple different athletic teams represented. Volleyball and men's basketball in the stadium at the moment as Soto Jr. starts out with a strike. Soto Jr. 0 for 1. Ground ball hit over towards short. Salk fields it on his left side. The throw taken in by by Hebert. 1-2-3 for Rembiz on the mound. Holds on to the lead. Coming to the plate, bottom of the order, Landwehr, Mensch, and McCarthy for Portland. Pilots looking to add on to this win streak at the moment.
Second baseman, number 8, J.T. Landwehr.
2 wins in a row. 3 in their last 4. Landwehr steps to the plate. Hit by pitch, check swing. And that'll fall near the backstop. No harm done for Landwehr at the plate, 0 for 1, or 0-1. Landwehr in the series 1 for 4 with a single. He's made appearances on the mound and in the field. Soft slider across the plate, far side from the right-handed bat. It's 0-2. .59 feet and 6 inches. That won't find its way into the zone. That goes for a ball. Landwehr fouls it off of himself. It's already happened a couple of times to the Portland hitters. You see, looking at his ankles right there, no shin protection. It looked like off the inside part of his left foot. One-two delivery. Started out good. Then dropped out of the zone and low for a ball. Evens the count. Awfully close, but called a ball. Full count to Landwehr. Landwehr takes ball 4, so 2 free passes for him. Reaching base for the second time today to open up the 4th inning. That'll bring up Henry Mensch, who's 1 for 1.
The center fielder, number 9, Henry Mensch.
Mensch with an RBI single in the second. At the time, it was 3-2. He also had a stolen base and then later came on to score. Slider, top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. McCarthy's on deck. And despite the chilly weather and spring break for the University of Portland this week, still a decent amount of fans in the stands. Landwehr takes his lead off of first, about 6 feet off. Mensch stays away from the low and away pitch, puts the count 1-1. Minimal lead at first. Still going to throw over. Krapel, the third baseman, set up on the infield grass. Just barely. His toes are on it. One delivery. Mensch takes the hanging slider, puts it back into center field. One hops it to Royal. And back-to-back singles for Mensch. He's starting to find his stride at the plate after being held hitless coming into this weekend. Riley McCarthy 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Now up at the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Similar position he was in the last time, except he had the bases loaded with nobody out. Johnson, the catcher, will go out in front of the plate, give the signal to the infielders. Perez, the first baseman, and the third baseman, Krapel, both pinching in at the corners. Soto Jr. will keep an eye on Landwehr at second. McCarthy squares to bunt, puts it down, and fouls it off. Sense of frustration from McCarthy, unable to put the bunt down. Pilots hit the road up to Seattle after this one. They play Washington tomorrow afternoon. McCarthy pulls back the bunt, swings away, sends it foul out of play. This should leave the stadium, and it does. 0-2. Pitcher's count. Now McCarthy has to protect the zone. Pickoff attempt at second. Tag applied on Landwehr's head. He's in safely. Salk is on deck at the top of the order. The 0-2. McCarthy, ground ball over towards Soto Jr. Starts it over at second to McDaniel, and the relay throw over to first to get McCarthy. Double play. Landwehr is the lone man on the bases now at third after the double play. McCarthy upset with himself. Hands on the helmet as he crossed the bag at first after being thrown out. Jonas Salk, who hit in 2 runs on a 2 RBI single his last time up, takes the inside and high fastball for a ball, 1-0. Salk pulls this foul. goes off the roof of the P&OV hitting facility and out of play. Defense is playing up the middle. It's not going to matter there. Salk gets plunked right in the back. Will reach base for the second time today. And runners on the corners for Portland. Will send up Cody Nidowitz. As Salk reaches base. That's the first time he's been hit by a pitch this season.
Now batting, left fielder, number 2, Cody Nidowitz.
Last year, if I remember correctly, Salk was a bit of a ball magnet in the early portion of the season. Nidowitz steps into the box. First pitch he sees, it's low. Johnson keeps it in front of him. 1-0. And my memory was correct. 13 times Salk got hit by a pitch last year. That's the first time this season. Ray trying to stay away from Nidowitz. 2-0. And now McDaniel and the rest of the infield's going to come in to talk it over with Ray. They just need to get one out right now. If you get a ground ball, you can get the force out at second or over at first. Of course, that's a lot easier said than done. And the infield for the Trailblazers during this series has been pretty good. Trust the defense behind you. Soto Jr., the shortstop. More playing by the bag at second. Great ball off the line at third. The 2-0. Throw over to first. Salk slides in. Ray peeks over his shoulder, comes home with it. Nidowitz spoils it, sends it behind us. First strike of the at-bat, 2-1. Two-1 stays high. Redshirt freshman sits ahead on the count, 3-1. 0 for 1 in this one. It's thrown out at first after a terrific diving stop by Kyle McDaniel, the second baseman. Went full extension to save the ball from going into right field. 3-1 delivery. Nidowitz fouls it off, full count. McDaniel in shallow right field. Soto Jr. to the left of the bag. Runners going for second. Doesn't matter. Nidowitz strikes out, stranding 2 on the bases. Portland unable to add on to their lead. And after 1 hit and 2 walks, it's still a 4-3 lead for Portland. Top of the order, Randall set to lead things off his outing so far. Not quite what he did last Tuesday, but not looking too bad on the mound today. Of course, he's coming off of that perfect game. It's hard to be much better than what he was on Tuesday. 12 strikeouts, no walks. He threw the perfect game in just 90 total pitches. Looking through the social medias after that game, not just on the University of Portland social medias, but Baseball America, even MLB posted about his perfect game, and everybody was just in awe of the productivity that he had on the mound with 12 strikeouts on only 90 total pitches. Ground ball, flashes the leather on the rubber himself. The underhand pitch over to Hebert at first. And he has fielded his position twice now today and gets the out. But everybody was talking about that perfect game for Rembes, how he did it in a Maddox. As you take another look at that last out, that comebacker, calm, cool, and collected as usual for Rembes. He fouls off the first pitch he sees in this at-bat, 0-1. He is 0 for 2, strikeout in the first, and then he popped out in foul territory to Hebert in the second. Another foul ball. But as I was saying, everybody was talking about how it was a Maddox more than anything. A complete game in under 100 pitches is considered a Maddox. That's what Greg Maddux was known for, his pitching efficiency. Which makes it even all the more impressive that there were no walks. 71 strikes in his 90-pitch performance. He only had one count go to 3 balls. Time called. We'll reset with the 1-2 count. Another punchy for Rembes. That's 7 strikeouts. Before his 12 strikeout performance on Tuesday, his previous high was 6, so back-to-back outings with a high strikeout mark. 7 Ks after another swing and miss. Ryan Krapel, the third baseman's 0 for 2. We'll see us not fooled by the framing of McCarthy behind the plate. 1-0. Krapel 4 for 13 in this series coming into today. Gets the strike at the knees away, 1-1. Going 0 for 2 earlier, he's now 4 for 15 with a triple, a home run, and 6 RBI. That home run was a grand slam, by the way. And he lines one back up the middle. That'll be his 5th hit of the series. As he reaches base with 2 outs, that'll bring up Finn Stewart, who's 1 for 1 with a double, run scored, and a walk to his name in today's game.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 40, Finnegan Stewart.
Should be noted that for Krapel, who now stands on first. Yesterday, he went 0 for 4, 2 groundouts and 2 flyouts. That was the first time he did not reach base in a game this season. Stewart takes ball 1 near his feet. Fastball stayed high and away, 2-0. Changeup had no movement out of the hand of Rembes. 3-0 to Stewart. Stewart seems to be the Rembes kryptonite at the moment with the double and the walk. The ball just went over the fence in foul territory with a couple kids on that right field berm. There you see the ball. Calling time on the field. .30. 4-pitch walk issued to Stewart. 2 aboard now after getting the first 2 outs. Kyle McDaniel was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Struck out in his most recent at-bat in the 3rd.
Number 14, Kyle McDaniel.
After Rembes' perfect game last Tuesday, had a couple people reach out and even spoke with his father Aaron the other day during this weekend series. Strike 1 to McDaniel. It's 0-1. Appreciate all the kind words that people have shared with the call, but have to remind that I was just a small portion of Ryan's special day. He threw the perfect game. He did all the work, and I appreciate the kind words that have come this way. It's much appreciated. It's the 0-2. Out of the zone, no chase from McDaniel. Puts the count at 1-2. Been flattered by the responses. Never really know what to say and put it into words to show praise and thank you as Rembiz, another strikeout. Continue it, my man. 8 now on the day for Rembiz. As he gets through 5 innings, holds on to this 4-3 lead. We move on to the bottom of pitches, allowing 3 hits and 4 earned runs. Ray on the mound, 2 2/3, only giving up 1 hit so far with 3 strikeouts. With Bean, who's been held hitless today, 2 at-bats in consecutive innings in the first and the second. Over the white line of the right-handed batter's box for a ball, 1-0. Bean, 5 for 12 coming into today. Now 5 for 14 after his first 2 at-bats in this one. Bean starting out at the Division II level at St. Martin's. Slider for a strike. For the first one of this at-bat, 2-1. Really shows that there's baseball talent everywhere, even if you might get overlooked in high school. You can still be seen and get your dues, as Bean making the jump up to the Division I level last year. With some injuries, got into the starting lineup and has carved out quite the role for himself in right field. Strike called on him. Flipped his bat away, thought it was ball 4. Instead, he'll have to go back into the box with a full count. That was a bit too close to feel that comfortable to toss the bat. Bean strikes out. 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th for Curtis Hebert. Hebert 1 for 2 today. An RBI single in the first. Now looking in the third. In the series, he's 4 for 10 with 3 RBI and a double. He's hitting .444 on the season. Picked up his first career home run last Tuesday. Squatted down, watched the ball come through, but it was out of the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Hebert backing out of the way just a bit, actually called a strike, 1-2. With Ray now trying to go away from Hebert, get him to chase. No luck on that last throw, 2-2. Hebert gets on top of it. Slow roller towards third. Krapel comes up firing, and they'll get Hebert for the second out. 2 gone for Portland. It's Krapel just cut in front of Soto Jr. there to back him up at short. Zach Tolia looking for his first hit of the day. 4 for 12 in the series. Couple doubles, a home run, 2 walks, and an RBI. Infield shift for him to pull the ball. McDaniel, the second baseman, on the left side of second base. As we look out at the diamond. You get a look at him right there. Ray is technically in front of the bag. Hard to see it. The 1-0. Ground ball off the heel of the pitcher Ray. He stays with it. The underhand flip will get Tolia. 1-2-3 for the Pilots at the 3 runs. 2 of those were earned. 8 strikeouts with 3 walks, 1 hit batter. With 8 strikeouts, the second most in his career in a single outing. Just behind the 12 he had last Tuesday as Coleman Hollowball comes onto the rubber. Hollowball is making his second appearance for the Pilots this year. With an 18 ERA, 2 innings of work, 4 earned runs given up. Has flirted with time in the bullpen during this series, but this is the first time he comes out as a pitcher. Faces Ty Johnson, who's 1 for 2 today. An RBI single, then he popped out into foul territory to Hebert at first. Hollowball, first pitch slider off the plate and low, 1-0. Hollowball, the freshman from Normandy Park, Washington, a two-way player. Pitcher and an outfielder. Can't find the zone again, 2-0. Hollowball starts out Johnson 3-0. Johnson only had 2 official at-bats in this series. Before this game, had a walk to his name. 3-0 from Hollowball. Gets the call from Macias behind the plate. First strike, 3-1. No real movement from the defense behind Hollowball. McCarthy gets to the ball that goes off the backstop. A leadoff walk for Johnson. So the tying run is aboard for Aaron Perez.
Aaron Perez.
Perez had a 2 RBI single in the second. He struck out in his last at-bat in the 4th. It's one of the 8 strikeout victims for Rembitz. This ball pulled over to Hebert. He'll step on the bag at first. The low throw to second. Gets away from Salk. It's into shallow left field. Nidowitz backs it up. So Perez is out. 3 unassisted. And the Pilots are fortunate right there that Johnson stayed put at second, didn't take advantage of the extra 90 feet he could have possibly gotten. But Nidowitz was in good position. Double play depth for the middle infielders. Ethan Royal. Runner takes off for third. Talia could not apply the tag, had to come off the bag to get the throw from McCarthy. See Ty Johnson. Yeah, you saw Talia never got the tag down, just went right over him. Johnson's first stolen base of the season. The 0-1. Another one put into the dirt that McCarthy has to block with his body. 1-1. Hollowball, excuse me, has struggled to keep it in the zone. See Royal 0 for 1 today. Got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in the second. Check swing. And Macias says he went around. Count sits at 1-2. Fly out to Brady Bean in right field the last time that Royal was at the plate. Fly ball here could possibly tie it up as a sacrifice fly. Hollowball winds up, throws, breaking ball, ground ball, hit towards Salk at short. His only play is at first, and off the top of the glove of Hebert. And the run will score. We're tied up at 4. Would have been an RBI for Royal anyways as he reaches base. We'll see who they mark the error down on. And now we've got ourselves a 4-4 ball game. Also have a stat correction. They're not going to give Johnson a stolen base. They're going to give it a pass ball despite McCarthy sort of keeping it in front of him, and now Coach Loomis is going to go make a mound visit. Caden Starr is in the bullpen for Portland. He already made one appearance in this series. And they're going to leave Hollabaugh in. So no pitching change for Portland. Starr continues to warm up in the bullpen. It's one of those moments where you'd like to see if the freshman can get out of his own issues right now. Started off with a walk. Had a couple of pitches that just got away from him. And that last error, they're going to give that one to Salk. So that's E6 in your scorebooks. Hollabaugh having an issue with possibly his pitch comm right now. And we've seen this for both sides over the last couple of games. And Hollabaugh, not only is he going to get a new monitor on his wrist, he's going to get a new glove as well. Just had the black mitt. Now he's got more of the tan leather going for him. Royal takes his lead off at first. Minimal at most as Hollabaugh peeks over his shoulder. Royal goes. No, he'll stay put. That was a deep secondary lead right there. Soto Jr. at the plate. 0 for 2. Hollabaugh not having much luck getting that ball all the way to the plate to McCarthy. Had multiple stops blocking the ball with his body. 2-0, throw over to first. And you could see Hollabaugh getting frustrated with himself on the mound as he missed his spot again. It's 3-0 to Soto Jr. Soto Jr. just 2 for 11 in this series with an RBI and a walk. He'll have himself another walk. 2 on, 1 out. Royal now in scoring position at second. We go to the top of the order to Levi Randall. And I think Hollabaugh's day is going to be done. We're going to step away. New pitcher coming in for Portland. It's Caden Starr. We'll be back in just a moment.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on sparkling waters in tastes you'll love, made with natural flavors in fantastic combinations. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
Hey, brushing besties! Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten. Girl, this one works. Dr. Torres?
Reality checkup.
Guys, you need to try Crest 3G White Deep Stain Remover.
Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth, lifting them away. For whiter teeth in one day.
Obsessed.
Crest.
Caden Starr takes only recorded. He gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, had 3 strikeouts of work. Responsible. This is his last one swinging, 1 looking. His last time up, it was a 1-hopper right back to Ryan Rembiz, who fielded his position. First pitch from Starr is a strike. 0-1 on Randall. Abear off the line at first. No need to cover the bag with a runner at second. Starr just missing the bottom of the zone for a ball, 1-1. Royal takes his lead off at second. Stands about 7 or so feet off. 1-1. At the top of the zone for a strike. The slider on the far side of the plate, 1-2. Randall fouls it off the mask of McCarthy. Go back to the 1-2 count. Randall, one of the old school guys, no batting gloves. He bats from the left side. That's just something you don't really see anymore, whether it's college ball or in the pros. Takes an elevated pitch away and sends it foul. Out of play to our left, 1-2. It's starting to get darker here at Joe Etzel Field. We have not seen the sun once. It's been cloudy, overcast skies this entire game as Randall goes down with his third strikeout now of the afternoon. That makes 2 gone. And Ethan He stepping up. He is 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a pop out into foul territory. He has a chance to give his team a lead here with a base knock. Have to think with Royal being a center fielder, has to have some decent wheels. You poke one into the outfield, give yourself that lead. Starr kicks some of the turf off of the mound. It's 0-1 as he looks back at Royal. Comes home to He. Spikes this one at 59 feet. And now Jim Courtney going to pick up that piece of turf that Starr had kicked off. Because I believe, well, it was in the field of play, but as we look out at the mound, it was to the right. Probably could have impeded the direction of the ball if it made contact with it. He gets plunked between the shoulder blades, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Moving over to third is Royal. Up to second is Soto Jr. And Ryan Krapel, who we've already seen in this series. That was more up by the left shoulder blade. But Krapel could swing the stick, had a grand slam to give his team a 4-2 lead when they were trailing 2-0 in game 2 of this 4-game set. Takes ball 1 to start this at-bat. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. Otherwise, a strikeout in the first, a flyout in the third. Starr fooled Krapel just a little bit. Base hit scores 1, if not 2, for the Trailblazers to take the lead. And Stewart's on deck. He's been trouble for Portland. As Krapel gets jammed inside and sends it into the net above the dugout for Portland. Foul ball, 1-2. One-two delivery, pulled foul. Dribbler ends up at the Utah Tech dugout. Bases loaded, 1-2, 2 outs. High, above the shoulders and away from the left-handed bat. McCarthy had to briefly leave his stance to catch that one. Craple's hitting .400 with runners on, .417 with runners in scoring position this season. 2-2 delivery. Strike three! Throws him up. And that leaves the bases loaded. No more runs coming to score, but it is a tie. Rain, but haven't seen anything here at the ballpark. Still 53 degrees with some 5-mile-per-hour winds. Doyle Kane leads it off. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. First at bat, though, he walked in the second, came around to score, and the RBI single off the bat of Henry Mensch. 1-0 delivery to Kane. Turns on the inside pitch, hugging the third baseline. Craple throws across his body, bouncing it into first, and they punch him out. Heck of a play right there by Craple. Softly hit down the third baseline, having to charge it and throw across his body. And they get Kane over at first. Take another look. Think maybe he might go foul. Backhands it. And yep, half a step beating Kane. First out in the 6th as Landwehr steps to the plate. That's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1. Landwehr before he can put it together behind 0-2. It's 4 hits and 13 at-bats this season, hitting .308 inside over the right-handed batter's box, about shin high for a ball. 1-2. 54 pitches for Ray through 4 innings of work. Ground ball hit over towards short. Soto Jr. waits on it. Over to Perez in time. 2 quick outs for Portland in the 6th. And that'll bring up Henry Mensch, who is seeming to find his stride right now. 2 for 2 today. A couple singles, stolen base, and a run scored, along with an RBI.
Number 9, Henry Mensch.
Mensch got his first hit of the season on a bunt single. That was in game 1, or excuse me, in game 2. So he went 1 for 1 in that one with that bunt single and a walk as he takes a second straight pitch for a ball. 2-0. Doubled in yesterday. Utah Tech, 4 runs on 4 hits. Mensch puts a drive into 1. Going back is Randall at the track, and he makes the catch on the run. Another 1-2-3 inning for Portland. After the flyout, it stays 4-4. We head to the 7th inning. Finn Stewart leads us off. Today, 2 walks and a double to his name today.
Defensive changes for Portland, moving from third base to first base to Zach Tolia into the game at third base for the Pilots.
Zach Tolia has moved over to first base. And coming in and playing third now is Katayama Stahl, who has already proven what he can do with the bat and defensively out in the field. He was part of that final out to clinch that perfect game for Ryan Rembiz on Tuesday. Finn Stewart steps in. First pitch from Starr, away from the right-handed bat, 1-0. Missing low out of the zone. Three for 8 in this series coming in with a walk. Chops this one up the middle. Played by Landwehr, and Tolia, who's in over at first, makes the catch. That'll retire the hitter First out here in the 7th.
Second baseman, number 14, Kyle McDaniel.
Kyle McDaniel steps up. McDaniel reached base in the 2nd with a walk. Since then, though, he struck out twice. Hard to believe, just 4 runs on 4 hits. In the 2nd inning, though, started off with a double from Stewart, a walk, and then a back-to-back singles, which scored those 3 runs. Johnson picked up an RBI. Perez picked up 2. So McDaniel will start out 2-0. So 3 of the team's 4 hits came in that 2nd inning. This ball put into the air, should be playable. Nidowitz going towards the line. Now he stops. He'll make the catch in fair territory. And there's 2 out here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting, that catcher, number
As Ty Johnson will come to the plate now. Johnson, 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 2nd. Pop out into foul territory to Hebert in the 3rd. And now has a walk to his name in the 6th, where he came around to score the tying run. And I made the mistake. I said he had a stolen base earlier. They credit that one as a passed ball against McCarthy. Roller towards short. Salk will handle it. Tolia over at first. Handles it cleanly. 1, 2, 3 for the Trailblazers in the 7th. Time for Portland to come to the plate. McCarthy will, as you see, finishing up his final warm-up tosses as Riley McCarthy will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2, trying to change his luck. Last time up, he hit into a double play with runners on 1st and 2nd. This at-bat, though, he comes up with nobody on base. Hitting 100 on the year, 2 hits and 20 at-bats. One of those hits came in this series. He's 1 for 10 with a couple walks and an RBI. Breaking ball for a strike. Away from McCarthy, 0-1. Same spot, same pitch, same result, 0-2. Delivery from Ray into the left-handed batter's box. First ball of the count, 1-2. Strike 3, and he knew it right away. And you can see the frustration continues to grow for McCarthy. You have to think maybe he's pressing himself a bit too much at the moment, trying to produce. Jonas Salk steps to the plate. He's reached base the last 2 times he's come up. Had a 2 RBI single in the 2nd. He thought about it for a moment, didn't bring the bat around. He'll start out 1-0. He walked in his last at-bat in the 4th inning. Take a strike just above the knees, puts the count 1-1. Not much movement by the infield, but the right side is playing up towards 2nd as Salk ropes one into left field. A 1-out single. That'll be his 2nd hit of this series. End of the day. His confidence has not waned after starting out 0 for 9 in this series. Cody Nidowitz will come to the plate. Nidowitz is 0 for 2 with a walk, stolen base, and a run scored. In the 2nd, a hit was taken away off of a nice play by McDaniel over at 2nd, and then he struck out looking in the 4th. Ray puts one through the zone away from the left-handed bat, 0-1. Throw over to first, keeping an eye on the runner. Salk does not have a stolen base this season. In fact, he doesn't have an attempt this season so far. Nidowitz fouls it off to our left. Start this at bat 0-2. Salk did have 5 stolen bases a year ago. Well, that's not necessarily his game on the base paths, as Nidowitz takes ball 1. Ray, a peek over his shoulder. He'll attack Nidowitz. Low and out of the zone. Nidowitz takes the away pitch and sends it out of play to our left. So we'll go back to the 2-2. Runner on first with 1 out. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Slider too far outside and broke low. Full count. Another throw over. You sort of feel how Ray, at the moment, now that the game has been tied up, is focusing a bit more of the runners over at first. Nidowitz, the check swing, but didn't come around. He'll get on for the 2nd time today with a walk. Moving up to second is Salk. He's in scoring position. He represented the winning run the other day on the walk-off hit by Katayama Stahl. As Brady Bean will come to the plate, we've got a mound visit for Utah Tech. Ray after the walk. Now it's 73 pitches through 5 innings of 2-hit ball for him. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. And there's been no call to the bullpen. Talon Kelly is the freshman arm warming up out of Santa Clara, Utah.
Number 22, Brady Bean.
Talon threw in the game on March 1st, that 5-4 win for Portland. Bean comes to the plate. Still looking for his first hit of the day. It would be knock number 20 on the season. Takes a ball inside. 1-0. 2 flyouts and a strikeout looking for Bean. His average is still above 400 at 404 on the season. It's Ray missing low and away, 2-0. Bean coming into this one had a 9-game hit streak to start the year. Did not get a hit yesterday, but he's reached base in every single game on the season, whether it was on a fielder's choice, an error, or a walk. The 2-0. Inside. Bean, who's starting his 12th game of the season now. Trying to extend that on-base streak to 12 if he gets a walk here. Or he can get a base hit. Most likely taking with the 3-0 count in a tie ball game. High and inside. Couldn't tell if that hit him or not, but no call from the home plate umpire. Which means Bean extends that on-base streak, and the bases are now loaded. And now we are going to have most likely that pitching change. 2 mound visits and a matter of batters. There it is. The ball is taken out of the hand, or out of the hand of Tyler Ray. And Talon Kelly will come on next for Utah Tech. We step away on ESPN+. On base. Talon Kelly, you see right there, steps onto the mound. An 0-1 record through 5 innings of work, has a 1.80 ERA, 2 strikeouts and 4 walks on the season. His stat line the other day after the walk-off win by the Portland Pilots, he got through 1 inning of work on 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. As that's the reason why he took the loss after the Katayama Stahl RBI double off the wall. And speaking of Katayama Stahl, he's the man that's coming to the plate now to take on Kelly. Katayama Stahl hitting .235 on the season. 4 hits and 17 at-bats. 4 hits, 4 RBI. 2 doubles, 2 home runs to his name. First pitch from Kelly, slider. Must have just missed the zone. 1-0 to start off Katayama Stahl. The local product here in Portland, Oregon, went to Westview High School. Chases the high pitch, sends a fly ball deep into left. Randall in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. Tagging up from third to come in and score is Jonas Salk, and Katayama Stahl picks up the RBI on the sacrifice fly, and that'll give Portland a 5-4 lead. It's a positive at-bat for Portland. Not much else that the freshman could do other than actually get it to land. But with the deep fly ball, gives the Pilots the lead. It won't complain too much. RBI number 5 on the season for Katayama Stahl as Tolia comes to the plate 0 for 3 in this one. Fouls it out of play to our right. He'll start out with an 0-1 count. Nidowitz is at second. Bean is over at first. And it looks like it's going to be Caden Starr set to come out in the 8th inning for Portland. Tolia will take a strike at the top of the zone on a slider, 0-2. Tolia got underneath it, sends it into center field. McDaniel throws up his glove, but he can't make a play. Nidowitz rounds third, and he steps on home. Zach Tolia, the RBI single, adds in another run. It's a 2-run lead for Portland, 6-4. And you'll reset with runners at first and second with Bean now at second base. Another look at the at-bat from Tolia. Pitch that was low and away, able to get the barrel on it and lift it over the second baseman into shallow center field. It was going to be Doyle Kane. Instead, we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Aaron Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Lewis will be the designated hitter. He wears number 43.
Aaron Lewis.
Freshman from San Francisco, California. 1 for 18 on the season, batting .056. But don't let the numbers fool you as he fouls off that pitch to the backstop. Coaches are high on this kid's raw power at the plate. Having seen him take BP over the last few days during this series, it's just a matter of time until it starts to click for him at the plate. Nice looking pitch from Kelly, but the slider falls out of the zone. 1-1 on Lewis. If you're Kelly, you're just trying not to add on any more runs here. That breaking ball will fall in line for a strike. 1-2 on Lewis. Time called. And pitch clock violation. Kelly took too long to begin his approach home. An automatic ball will be given in the count to Lewis. It's 2-2. You have the pitch clock, 1 right behind home plate and 2 out in right field. So no excuses to not get it in before the pitch clock hits 0. Runners are going. And Talia's in trouble now. He actually ran towards second. And the lazy throw to Soto Jr. allows the extra base to be taken by Portland. Talia will slide underneath the tag from Soto Jr. Bean seemed like he was dead to rights. He was taking a deep secondary. He got halfway to third. Talia thought he was going to take all the way to second. Stopped with about 2 feet to spare. Let's take another look at it. You see Talia almost to the bag at second. Johnson having to come out. And the throw off the mark to Soto Jr. That's what allows Bean to get over to third. And he actually slid off the bag as Crapel was throwing it back to Soto Jr. Full count. And Lewis will get on with a walk. So the freshman with a professional at-bat as a pinch hitter gets over to first. JT Landwehr, only 1 official at-bat for him. It was a ground out in the 6th. Otherwise, he walked and he was hit by a pitch. He has the bases loaded with 2 outs. Utah Tech has another arm warming up. It's Easton Brooks, a redshirt freshman from Harriman, Utah. The 0-1. Landwehr pulls this ball foul off the face of the wall of the Pianovi hitting facility. 0-2. They're officially giving stolen bases to both Talia and Bean. Here's the 0-2. Landwehr got behind it, and it's angling towards the gap, and the running catch is made by Ethan Royal in right center field. And that'll strand some runners on base for Portland, but 2 runs come in, breaking up the tide. 6-4 Portland. Have 6 runs on 6 hits so far. Perez fooled on the pitch from Starr. Royals on deck. Center fielder for Utah Tech. Perez will put this into the gap in left center field. Mensch will track it down all the way at the wall. Perez will hold up at second with a leadoff double to open up the 8th inning. So life for Utah Tech. Great opportunity to get 1 run here, at least in the 8th with that leadoff double. We'll see how Portland responds. Royal, though, at the plate today is 0 for 2. Got hit by a pitch in the 2nd where he was left stranded on the base path. Got hit in the calf. Since then, a fly out. And then he also reached on an error, but it brought in a run for Utah Tech in the 6th inning. At that point, it tied us up at 4-all. McCarthy dropping lower in his stance, but called a ball. Unable to put it into the zone. 2-0. (3-0) now on the hitter. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Royal. Perfect start to the inning for Utah Tech. After you gave up 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning to fall behind 6-4. Now you've got the tying run on base. Soto Jr., 0 for 2 today. Pop out to Rembiz on a bunt attempt, a ground out to short, and then he walked. And now you're going to have a mound visit for Portland. Peter Herrick is warming up for Portland. Just starting to get loose as Trey Watt went out for a brief visit. Herrick doesn't look like he's actually started throwing yet, just starting to get the arm loose on the side. But 2 on, nobody out. And you'd think that Soto Jr. would be putting down a bunt. Talia's over at first. Katayama stalls the third baseman. They're both on the infield grass. Squares to bunt. Popped it up. McCarthy going to give chase as it goes to the backstop for a foul ball, 0-1. Saul keeping an eye on Perez. Now he retreats back to his position. Slider for a strike on Soto Jr. And now it's 0-2. Can't definitively say that the bunt is off the table, but with 2 strikes and Soto Jr. not having the best day putting the ball on the ground, you'd have to think he has to swing away here. Corner still brought in. Starr missing high and away, 1-2. Looks back at Perez. Set from the stretch. First base side of the rubber. And got Soto Jr. to swing and miss. Crucial first out for Portland in the 8th. Take a look at the movement right here.
Number 13, Levi Randall.
It's hard to tell from this angle, but on the inside part of the batter's box, and it broke over the plate last moment. It's Levi Randall, who's been held hitless today. 3 strikeouts and a ground out. Goes fishing. No prize that time, 0-1. Trying to avoid the golden sombrero, 4 strikeouts in a single game. McCarthy's had his work cut out for him behind the plate. He's made multiple stops today. Just the 1 pass ball. Randall pops this one up. Landwehr calling everybody off at second base. He's the only one by it. I believe they called the infield fly rule anyways. So 2 outs after getting the first 2 aboard via the double by Perez and a walk to Royal. That brings up Ethan He, but we're going to have a pinch hitter. It'll be Hunter Ketchke.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now batting for Utah Tech. Number 23, Hunter Ketchke.
Ketchke made an appearance in yesterday's game. Got the hit, drove in a run, and then was immediately pinch run for. A bit surprised to see him out of the lineup after what he was able to do in the first couple games of the series. Ketchke had 3 RBI in a 2-for-4 day, or 2-for-5 day, I should say, in game 1. Empty cut, falls behind 0-2. Did go 0-for-3 the next day, but reached on a walk, came around to score on the Krapel grand slam. And then he went 1-for-1 yesterday. Behind in the count 0-2. Starr throws breaking ball into the dirt. Ketchke swings and misses. And getting out of the jam is Starr. Strands both runners on base. It remains 6-4. Coming to the plate for Portland. Mensch will lead off 250 against him. Henry Mensch is at the plate. Mensch came into today 2-for-4 in this series. Those were the first 2 hits of the season for him. And then today he's 2-for-3. A couple of singles, an RBI, and a stolen base, along with a run scored. Brooks start him out with a 1-0 count. Trying to get a fastball by him. Mensch fouls it off to our right, 1-1. The right side of the infield playing off the line. McDaniel, the second baseman, playing in shallow right center field. Outfield is playing a bit shallow as well. The 1-1 stays high above the letters. 2-1 on Mensch. Mensch slowly bringing his average up, now to 200. Nice pitching right there by Brooks. Got it by Mensch. 2-2. Portland looking to go on a 3-game win streak. It would be the longest of the season. Pulled over to third. Krapel takes it on the high hop, and they'll get Mensch over at first and one away to start off the 8th inning. Riley McCarthy, the catcher, will come to the plate. 0 for 3 today. A strikeout looking, a strikeout swinging. He also hit into a double play in the 4th inning.
McCarthy.
Swings at the first pitch, puts it into the netting. 0-1. McCarthy now hitting below 100 on the season. Now, he started all 4 games in this series due to Tyler Howard dealing with a minor ankle injury. Of course, we say minor. It's not happening to myself, but tweaked it during practice between Tuesday's game and Friday's game 1 of this series. So out of precaution, they have kept him out of the lineup. McCarthy has taken the reins behind the plate as he gets the first ball of the at-bat, 1-2. McCarthy came to the Bluff as a 2-sport athlete. Quarterback at Mountain View High School, along with the catcher on the baseball team, spoils another pitch from Brooks. So it continues to get darker and darker here on the Bluff. Sunset set for 6:01. We're about 20 minutes away from that. McCarthy will get the hit. His 3rd hit of the season. Fights off the 2-strike pitch. And he'll reach base with 1 out. Back to the top of the order for Portland and Jonas Salk. And Salk, who started out 0 for 9 in this series, actually started out 0 for 10 if you count his first at-bat of the day when he struck out looking. But he's reached base 3 straight times now. 2 singles and a walk, including a run scored. His first single of the day in the 2nd inning drove in 2 for Portland. Right now, Coach Loomis talking with his shortstop. The amount of baseball knowledge that Jeff Loomis has from his playing days and his coaching career. Love to just be a fly on the wall in his office or during one of those timeouts. As he talks to his hitters, Salk pops it up big league style behind the plate. Ty Johnson throws his mask, trying to find it, and makes a stab up in the air to make the catch. 2nd out recorded here in the 8th. Cody Nidowitz, who's reached base twice with a walk in the 1st and a walk in the 7th. In between there, though, he grounded out to 2nd, and he struck out looking in the 4th. Krapel off the line at 3rd, sort of in that 5-hole area between short and 3rd at their normal positions. Brooks peeks over his shoulder from McCarthy, comes home to Nidowitz, missing low, ball, 1-0. Missing inside off speed, 2-0 now. The freshman left fielder. You see those clouds over the stadium right now. Nadowitz turns on it, but pulls it foul into the fence down the right field berm. One of the Utah Tech pitchers will hop over the bullpen fence to get that one. 2-1 on Nadowitz. McCarthy's got a decent lead off the bag at first. 6.5, 7 feet off for the catcher. Nadowitz takes ball 3, below the knees and inside. Bean is on deck. Reached base with a walk in the 7th. But he's looking for a hit. Strike 2. That looked pretty good. I'm surprised Nadowitz threw his bat so quickly. Of course, we've got a different angle up here. Probably looked high to him, but to us it looked in the zone. So he'll step back into the left-handed batter's box. Full count, McCarthy's going, and it's put into the dirt. This time, Nadowitz gets on base with the walk. 3 walks in today's game for Nadowitz. Brady Bean. 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and a strikeout. He walked in the 7th, was left stranded over at 3rd. Did have a stolen base when he was on the base path then. Went 4 for 5 yesterday, was held hitless the day before, and ended his 9-game hit streak. The 0-1. That's low and no call from Macias behind the plate. Puts it at 1-1 on Bean. Brooks gets set from the stretch, middle of the rubber. Looks back at McCarthy, comes home with it. Bean swings through, down to a knee. A lot of force behind that one. 1-2. Brooks trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Bean gets it off the end of the bat. Brooks will field it himself off the mound, steps on first base, and 1 unassisted off the rubber. No runs coming to score. 2 left on base. It stays 6-4 for Portland. We head to the final frame. Krapel will lead things off for Utah. As you see, Landwehr 1-0, picked up that win the other day in that walk-off victory over Utah Tech. He was on the mound when it was 4-4, with the Pilots walking it off in the 9th. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk through 2 2/3 innings this year. Has not allowed an earned run yet this season, as he came in transferring in from Mount St. Mary's this past offseason. In that outing that he got the win, he went 2 2/3 on 45 pitches, only allowing 1 hit, got 2 strikeouts and a walk.
Third baseman, number 22, Ryan Krapel.
His career on the mound at Mount St. Mary's, he was 2-5 with a 6.15 ERA in 18 appearances. He'll start out Krapel with a strike, 0-1. That dropped at the knees. Your outfield is still Nadowitz in left, mentioned center. Bean is playing deep in right. Ground ball, softly hit up the middle. Salk will not be able to make a play, and Krapel gets his 2nd hit of the afternoon. He's now 2 for 5 with a leadoff single. Finnegan Stewart, 1 for 2 today, a double in his first at-bat in the 2nd, had back-to-back walks in the 3rd and the 5th. His last time up in the 7th, though, produced his first out. See, it was a ground ball over to Landwehr. Landwehr puts a strike at the knees against Stewart, 0-1. Stewart represents the tying run. Has 1 home run on the season, 5 RBI coming into today. As he pops this one up, it'll go out of play behind home plate. 0-2 on the freshman. The third WAC opponent of the season for Portland. They started off against California Baptist. McCarthy doing his job behind the plate, blocking another pitch, 1-2 on Stewart. Then you had the perfect game last Tuesday against Seattle. They're part of the WAC, soon to be part of the West Coast Conference. And now you've got Utah Tech. Stewart puts a drive into one, into left. Nidowitz, though, playing deep, will make the catch. And a long out for Stewart. That'll be the first out in the 9th. That'll bring up Kyle McDaniel.
Second baseman, number 14, Kyle McDaniel.
McDaniel's 0 for 3 in this one, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. He does have a walk, though, that he had in his first at-bat where he came around to score in that second inning. He scored off the bat of Aaron Perez. Good-looking pitch, Landwehr wondering where that one didn't find the zone. He'll start out 1-0. Krapel with a small lead over at first. And put this one into left field. It's McDaniel. Nidowitz plays it off of his chest. And so now there's 2 aboard. The tying run over at first. It's Ty Johnson. The catcher for Utah Tech comes to the plate. 1 for 3 with an RBI single. 2 runs scored. He walked in the 6th. His most recent at-bat, though, grounded out to short. Tried to put a drive into one. But does not make connection. It's 0-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Tying run is on first with only 1 out. Landwehr trying to close it out for a save. Utah Tech trying to tie the series up after taking game 1 and dropping the next 2. McCarthy keeping both runners at bay by blocking that last pitch. Johnson hitting 190 on the year. 167 with runners on. Breaking ball for a strike. Johnson was looking fastball, didn't see it. Didn't take the bat off of his shoulder. 1-2. It's 1 for 5 in this series with 2 walks. Fouled it off enough. Couldn't tell where that one was. We'll go back to the 1-2 count. Double play gets the Pilots out of this one. The 1-2. And check swing. I believe that went off the knob of the bat for a foul ball. We'll go back to the 1-2. After today, Utah Tech will head south to Eugene to take on Oregon. Then they take on St. Mary's at home before they take on UNLV. Those are the next few games for Utah Tech. McCarthy having to block another ball with his chest. 2-2 on Johnson. Not an easy schedule. St. Mary's is playing some good baseball right now. UNLV can always be tough. The 2-2. Johnson stays patient at the plate, not chasing on the Landwehr pitch. Bodies in the bullpen for Portland, but nobody's throwing. Full count delivery. Runners will stay put, but it's ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Utah Tech. You've got Krapel over at third. Up to second is McDaniel. And Johnson has himself a walk. And that'll bring up Aaron Perez, who already has 2 RBI on the day with a single. He doubled in his last time up in the 8th. So he's 2 for 4 on the day. First pitch from Landwehr. Paints the outside portion of the plate away from the left-handed bat. 0-1 on Perez. And we're going to have a pinch runner step on over at first. Aiden Dance will be running for Ty Johnson. Fly ball deep into right center field. Mensch is giving chase. He's at the warning track and gone! A grand slam for Utah Tech. And they take an 8-6 lead here in the top of the 9th inning. More late inning heroics with a grand slam for Utah Tech. It was a high fly ball. It just kept carrying towards the gap in right center field. Mensch and Bede were watching it. And the celebration starts in the dugout for Utah Tech. Take another look. Inside low, Perez got the barrel on it. Mensch gave an effort and right over the pilot wheel at around 370 in right center field. Utah Tech was down to their final 2 outs. And now they work with a 2-run lead. Ethan Royal at the plate. That's 6 RBI on the day for Aaron Perez. Eight runs on 8 hits. Landwehr can't land his pitch. It's 2-1. And you can see the disappointment on Landwehr. As soon as that ball went over the fence, the demeanor on the mound changed. Gets a second strike on Royal, 2-2. Royal is 0 for 2 today. Got hit by a pitch. He also walked. Reached on an error that drove in a run in the 6th. And go down with a strikeout here. 2 gone now in the 9th. And that brings up Soto Jr. 0 for 3 with a walk. Out of the zone on the first pitch to Soto Jr. It's 1-0. Portland will have the middle of the order coming up. Soto Jr. puts one in the air into left field. Nidowitz calling everybody off. He makes the catch. But it's Utah Tech taking the lead, top of the 9th inning off of a grand slam from Aaron Perez, his 6th RBI of the day. It's 8-6. We head to the bottom of the 9th.